Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. So, we're in a little bit of a pickle right now. We finished our war, but we got another war brewing. One over here in Bulgaria and one over here in Japan, really. Two wars. Um, I'm gonna demobilize my main armies. And I'm gonna do the same with the... So this is interesting. The Royal Guard has fallen down to 44... 44 battalions. Well, maybe I'll leave them mobilized then. Alright, and all these armies are on their way to the Bulgaria front, because that's just fine. The street-side standoff. Troops in Iberian Kanto have been reported more and more confrontations with belligerent mobs. Fighting will likely break out soon if nothing is ordered. There's only two ways to control the situation. Either pull the troops back or tell them to engage. The soldier shuffled nervously where he stood, shifting the weight of his gun back and forth as he stared at the crowd stirring far too close by. He thought he recognized some of those faces, or would have, if they weren't twisted in utter loathing of him and his uniform. What was he even doing? Was he standing with the right people? I can order a withdrawal, which will have a 50-50 chance of increasing or decreasing civil war progress and also increase state penalties from turmoil. Or, because I've got a national militia, I can say the army and the people are one, let them talk it out. In this case, 50% chance of 2% of all pops in the state become more radical, or become more loyal, and reduce civil war progress by 5%. Or 33% chance of servicemen in the whole country become more radical, and increase civil war progress. I'm going to do the second one. Hey! Time for a war. Or am I not quite there? There it goes. Alright, so at this point we were going to want the Royal Guard over in the Philippines to support this situation. With our other armies demobilized, our cash flow situation is doing a lot better. And all of our other armies are in Bulgaria. Or they're deploying to Bulgaria. Yeah, they're deployed. So this should be fine. This is a very solid force comparison, so I'm not at all concerned. You know, it looked like Austria was going to step in, but it seems like they're not gonna. If they do, I'll have my work cut out for me. I made a mistake not realizing that would happen, but, you know, it seems like they're good to go, so maybe they just want something from the Bulgarian uprising that the Bulgarian uprising is not willing to give. In any case, I'm feeling reasonably confident about this. I took a gamble and it's working. Particularly this number. I'm very happy about this number. Investment pool is increasing in size, but we're not using the whole construction queue, so that makes sense. Right. Okay, we got a new election cycle and things are different. What is this? There's a French uprising in Italy, in Savoy. That's quite interesting. I'm just going to quickly go through these. Kalat is a small province in India. I don't need to involve myself in this. Wadai is in the middle of Africa. I am not going to involve myself in this. Portugal is trying to steal Gujarat from Baroda. Ah, this country. Alright. This is... doesn't feel like it's my business. Is there anything else? If I... let me just get a list of what... Okay. Portugal has Western Guangdong and Gambia. Alright, so neither of those territories is useful to me. So I'm going to leave this one alone. I've already stolen all of Portugal that I want. Isak is having a revolt. I don't see any influence I can exert on this. Moroccan communist revolts. Britain is supporting the non-communists. I'm going to declare neutrality on this. And then... the French uprising in Italy I'll at least keep an eye on for the moment, because that could prove important. Let's take a quick look at the election. Patriotic Union has lost a lot of votes. Progressive Party has lost a lot of votes. Patriotic Union lost the Petite Bourgeoisie, which is now the Progressive Party. Trade unions are now the Social Democratic Party. Okay, that's really interesting. Quite curious. And then the intelligentsia and the industrialists are going to join the Progressive Party. Okay, so the Progressive Party is potentially a party I want to strengthen, but we'll see. France wants to grant us investment rights. No, thank you. No. I'm investing in a lot of places right now. All right, thing with Japan is in the process of popping off, but not yet. So there's the Bulgarian uprising. I'm not super worried about this with Austria not involved. So we should be able to, yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Doesn't seem like I need to worry about that too much. Head of the intelligentsia retired, and now our head of intelligentsia is a humanitarian. Interesting. Trade agreement with France? Well, absolutely. France, I would be delighted to have a trade agreement with you. Ever since our war, I think our economies would do well to enmesh further. And the Japan thing is getting going the way it's going. Export route for lead, very cool. 2 arms. Alright, let's go ahead and... Orgus level. Gosh darn it. How bad is it? It's pretty bad. Well, let's see if they can make it. And if they can't make it, maybe we'll do it with... No. We'll do it with the fleet we got here. I shouldn't have brought a small fleet, but I didn't think I was going to be low in organization. I thought things were going to be just fine. Again, like, the distribution of the conscripts is very curious in my situation. I'm not really sure what to do about that, frankly. Trade agreement with Russia? You know, sure. I would be delighted to trade with you. In fact, while we're on the topic, I'm sure I've got goods I can sell in a lot of different places. Hold on. Whistle stop tour. Alfonso de Arriaga intends to travel across the Iberian Sunda Isles by train to campaign for the Progressive Party. All I intend to do is present myself to the people. I'm just a simple man trying to get our party's message out by the best means available. Campaigning by rail is a smart move, 10% momentum. Or the fate of the nation depends on that train running on time, 20% momentum. And this one stresses the railways. This one makes the railways do better. I'm going to do the second one. Shabamzo. That'd be nice. Occupation in northern Thrace is very good. Seems like we're making progress over there. Now, Royal Guard is still low on organization. It's gaining organization back. And the invasion is currently stalled. Yeah, okay. Attempting to take control. So, does that mean a battle? Yes. A battle is happening, and we are actually winning. Alright, beautiful. It's a little bit of a shock, but I'm pleased. We got a big penalty to offense here due to our low organization. But we're still doing better overall. So I'm feeling pretty pleased about that. It seems I've chosen to ignore the French secession from Italy, so that's just going to go down without a hitch, and that's just fine. I don't think there's anything I would really do with that. Bulgarian side is looking pretty weak, so that's just fine. And that should be... Alright, that battle's a success. Alright, so these wars should sort themselves out pretty quickly. Oh, hold on, 1 second. Turning off my fan in the middle of a recording. That's the level of professionalism you've come to expect out of my my little channel here. All right, that's the war with Japan sorted, and the one with Bulgaria should be done soon. So, I was going to sell some goods. I'm producing a lot of silk. Oh yeah, because of all those silk plantations. Lots of people will buy my silk. Hardwood. It's sort of shocking that Brazil is interested in buying our hardwood, but it is what it is. Tobacco. Let's see. Fine art? Gosh, nobody's making fine art. Curious. What else? What else? What else? What else? Wine. Sell some of that to Orissa. Tea. Scandinavia will buy our tea. Mecklenburg as well. Liquor. I'm shocked to find international buyers for our liquor. That almost never happens. Liquor is usually a glut good. Oil? Absolutely. Exports are good for the economy. Fruit. Sell a little bit of that in America. Wood. A little bit of that in Serbia. A little bit in Mecklenburg. Dyes. Again, just sort of re-establishing trade routes that existed before there was a huge war. Ooh, we actually have a lot of opium markets. That's fun. Tobacco first. We'll do tools first. America, Orissa, Egypt, Scandinavia. Yes, I got tools on export. Focus. Coffee. Sell some of that in America. Very nice. Sulfur. Nobody wants to buy our sulfur, but that's okay. It's good to have cheap sulfur. Alright. We're about at our break point here. A land of plenty. The country's high standard of living has resulted in a widespread sense of contentment with the status quo, favoring Rafael de Queiroz and the sitting Catholic Party in the ongoing elections. Change? Why would I want change? I've got a full belly, a happy wife, and a good job. Why would I squander that, chasing what might be? If it's not broken, why fix it? Extra momentum for the Catholic Party. Or laud his achievements, he becomes more popular. I'm going to do the second one. I don't want to throw a bunch of momentum the Catholic Party's way. Alright, and that should take us into the election, and we're going to have a lot of interesting options when this election pops off. So, Patriotic Union wins majority, but narrowly. I can certainly boot the Catholic Party. But if I reform, I have to bring the intelligentsia and the industrialists into the Progressive Party. If I go with only the Progressive Party, that's an illegitimate government. Can't bring in the Social Democrats. Can't bring in the Patriotic Union, because that'll put me only at 26. Wow, this is a tough election. I could form a Catholic Party Patriotic Union coalition. Or I could just sit here with this weird busted ass government. I think I'm gonna choose where I am. I think I'm gonna stay here. No, this is gamey, and plus I don't want the petite bourgeoisie asking for some nonsense. So I think, well, if I leave the Progressive Party in, I'm gonna keep it Patriotic Union Catholic Church, and we're gonna see how that goes. Because I promised I would keep the rural folks strong. So if I hit the reform button now, yeah, okay. So now these things have sorted themselves out correctly. I am supporting the regime of the Ottoman Empire. I'm going to go ahead and stop that. I don't think I need that anymore. So that does increase their liberty desire a little, but their liberty desire is going down very fast. And anyway, I don't need to continue to reduce their liberty desire that much because there's not that much further down to go. There's art silk. I can make my own silk out of wood, but I don't think I necessarily need to. That's a synthetics plant production method. So let's take a look at our other subjects. There are definitely a few that I could reduce in autonomy. Not Bali, that's for sure. Hanover is at a midpoint. They're not actually that entangled in my economy, and they have a couple people supporting their independence. Bremen. Bremen I could turn into a puppet. Interesting. Did that go up? I think it went up. Curious. Quite curious. And there's Bali, of course. Who I... Oh, yes. Now I can pass the rest of the Sunda Isles to them. Hey, Bali. So that's actually reduced their liberty desire significantly. But now their liberty desire is going up again. I need to do more things to keep their liberty desire in check. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to give them knowledge sharing. If I did this, who would step in? Cambodia, but that doesn't really do anything. Great Britain might. Great Britain steps in, I could steal Gibraltar, which I would love to do. On the other hand, there's a chance they'll accept, but I don't want to risk that. So, what we'll do... How economically dependent are they right now? They're still not as economically dependent as they could be. But let's take a look at the Sunda Isles. Let's take a couple of weeks to let things readjust and take a look at Sunda Isles, the state. Alright, there's plenty of infrastructure here. So I could build stuff up. Is there any population? Not really. But the population could increase. So yeah, let's build some stuff up. Yeah, look at all that. And we'll build a couple more steel mills, a couple more fertilizer plants. We'll build a couple more sulfur mines to support those fertilizer plants. A couple more iron mines to support those steel mills. There's a new mandate, but our mandates are all completely filled out at this time. Still can't get that number up. I don't have any additional interactions. I suppose I could take on their debt, but I'm already pretty deeply in debt. They would give me an obligation. Okay. I could fund lobbies. Let's do it. You know what? I'll take on Japanese debt. Whatever. See how much that hurts. Oh, it hurts. That's okay. So I could resolve the obligation, or I could use it. That's okay. My finances are rock solid. We got another little by little event. I'm going to say we'll make Iberians with them yet. I'm sorry, I'm blitzing through it. I just don't care that much. Alright, USA. What are you doing? You're grabbing Liberia, Hawaii, and Denmark, your subject states, and you're going after Siam, who's supported by China, Luang Prabang, Chiang Mai, and Champasak. You're trying to conquer a bunch of states in Siam. If I help you, you'll only give me war goals. What if I did something really ridiculous? Like, what if I tried to get Beijing? Get transfer subjects, but they won't give me Joseon, which is the country that I would steal if I could. What kind of allies do you have? Ooh, you're allied with Germany. China's allied with Germany, so I can't just steal Joseon. On the other hand, if I sided against the USA, there wouldn't be much I could do either. There's a bunch of countries I could liberate, but yeah, no, I think I'm gonna sit this one out. I've been doing plenty. I've been getting a lot of good work done. I'm gonna put these mines at the top of the queue so they finish out faster. Why am I doing it that way? Reasons. And then I'll finish out so that I can keep knocking away at this debt. Does that debt give me extra leverage? Doesn't seem like it. Suppose I could queue in a bunch more buildings. Yeah, I'm going to queue in a bunch more buildings in Japan. Empty pockets. A series of perceived poor decisions by the radical movement has led to a notable decrease in its ability to raise money. Numerous wealthy sympathizers have quietly halted their support for the movement in its current form. We don't wish to appear partisan. Always the same refrain. The organizer paced back and forth within his tiny office, fists clenched until it felt as if his knuckles were about to burst through his skin. Occasionally he stole a glance at the unopened envelopes on his desk, all of which he knew would repeat a variation on the same. Partisan. What did it mean? That they cared for something? That they'd chosen to do something beyond count the money in their vaults? He had something important to do, something which would change society itself. They had a chance to do the same. In that light, how could partisanship possibly be bad? I can say perhaps it will find an alternative source of funds, which makes Pops and Toledo become more loyalist. Or I can say everything dies in the end some faster than others. I'm going to go with the second one. It's fine. My number of loyalists seems to have gone down a tick, but that's probably because of the low legitimacy of the government. I'm realizing I need to reset production methods in Kanto, because this is part of Iberia again. I'm just building up stuff in Japan. I want to continue to get them intertwined with my own economy. And I'm hoping this helps accomplish that goal. Obviously, I'm building a ton of stuff here, but, you know, I think it's worth it. And last, Tohoku. I unlocked elevators. That does unlock a new production method for my my urban centers. Why are my food industries not canning? They should be canning. I don't know how this happened. Oh, they swapped over because I got access to the better production method. Well, that's a little silly. I'm not sure why that would have happened, but it is what it is. I do have automatic bottle blowers accessible. Let's do that. Ooh, that makes them much more efficient. What about assembly lines for these other industries? Automatic power looms? Yeah, it's better. Tooling workshops, assembly lines? Better. Excellent. The Great Iberian Guyana Earthquake. The state of Iberian Guyana has been reduced to ruins by an earthquake of unprecedented scale. Countless buildings have been destroyed, and the amount of lives lost is impossible to tell. We thought the world was ending when it happened, and we weren't exactly wrong. Whole towns destroyed, entire families lost. It will never be the same again. The state will have to deal with it on their own terms, 40% devastation, or we should put some money into relief. Oh, that's a huge line item. The state will have to deal with it on its own. Oh, that's way too much cash. I can't afford that. Political migration. The rich and unstable political environment in Iberia has proven attractive to political exiles and stateless people who have begun to congregate in the coffee houses of Madrid. Oh, Madrid, you flawed yet fiery jewel, where else could one see 3 different demonstrations within a 5-minute walk? They're welcome to join the Sea of Voices. Extra prestige and radicals from political movements. Mateo Salaveria becomes employed in Iberia. Or these people make a mockery of Iberia. Reduce radicals from political movements. Reduce prestige. I do want to increase prestige. Mateo, you're an authoritarian aligned with the rural folk? Sure. I reserve the right to boot you out immediately. I got a 6th Iberian army once again, which we can go ahead and get rid of. Territorial army is failing to hire a little bit. We're owed an obligation by Wallachia. Is there anything I can get for that obligation? Doesn't seem like it. We'll absolve. Falling in line. The armed forces, prominent supporters of the Patriotic Union, have proposed support for the Iberian-British Friendship Committee to be a component of the official party platform. I've considered the risks, and I'm willing to push it forwards. The fact of the matter is that voters do not and have never cared for anything outside our own borders. Even if the climate shifts heavily against Great Britain in the coming months, we may still run on our internal policy without compromising our more wide-ranging principles. I see the rationale. Nonetheless, I would like to know before committing to a side. The stance our nation takes must not be informed by the whims of ideologues, but rather hard necessity. The party stands together, rural folk joins the Iberian British Friendship Committee, or, and be accused of foreign puppeteering. I'm definitely going with the second one. It's going to weaken the armed forces, but, you know, that is what it is. Y'all, I can't stop investing in Japan. It's unbelievable. I've got a problem. And it's that I want Japan in my customs union real bad. Alright. Let's actually throw the mines in first. Well, some of these textile mills are almost done, but we'll throw the rest in after the mines. Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Those fishing wharves and rice farms are almost done anyway, and the logging camps build real fast. So what are we doing with research? Yeah, that's right. We're finishing out the military stuff. Because then I can do wars whenever I like. Not that there's that much campaign left to be doing wars in, but you know, I can war if I wanna. I can leave my allies behind. If they don't, I can do a war, because if they don't war, they're not really any allies of mine. We got electricity shortages in a bunch of different places, including Iberian Kanto. I'm sure we've got a power plant here. And it is fully subsidized. Okay. What's the local price of power? Okay, I actually need 2 more levels here. That's a shocker. Yeah, as it were. What about these other places? Beira, Valencia, Galicia, and Aragon. So, Aragon, I just need to subsidize this power plant. Galicia, power plant's fully running. Another level's being built already by the private sector. But it needs 2 additional levels, so we'll build them. Oop. Not in Aragon. In Galicia. I'll throw these at the top of the queue. And then Valencia and Beira. Those are 2 surprising situations. 7 more levels in Beira. Really? Wow. And then Valencia. Oh, because I mechanized the production methods of the textile industry. That's what's happening. That's why those are going there. Alright, so throw those in at the top. Well, sorry, Japan. You're going to have to wait. We'll finish out what's almost done. Alright, I realize I'm playing with the production queue a lot, with the construction queue a lot, and I don't need to be. I could definitely... My desire to increase the size of my investment pool, of my construction queue, is large. Because I'm making money, right? I'm making money while building, and that I shouldn't be making money while building. National debt should be going up. Although I am paying a lot in interest, so maybe it's better that I continue to do as I'm doing. Again, if the private sector would be conscientious about building out power plants, I might not have to do this as much, but the private sector is not, it's not a managed economy, it's just a computer making decisions. That's how it goes. Ah, these are going to take so long, though. What are we doing so much? Austria sides with Bosnia and Herzegovina, but in what? Ah. You're having yourself a little bit of a civil war, huh? Socialist revolt. They're having a socialist revolt. It's fine. I don't need to concern myself with that. I am a cool Iberian. How's the market doing? What's expensive in my market? It's still engines. Britain's damaging. Great Britain. Why must you always be so immature about this? Our relations could be great, but you're faffing about, damaging them. It's really ridiculous. This is maidenless behavior. I'm gonna increase my. Maybe I'm not. All right. Well, anyway, we got another Hell on Earth event in Iberian Guyana. I'm gonna say the perpetrators will pay for their crimes. This time, the perpetrators paying for their crimes will definitely stop the crimes happening. It's definitely what will happen. Alright, so what else can I do with my market? I can definitely... Can I make these motor industries more profitable? You know what I can do, is I can fix nitrogen. And then, I can grab my farms. Oh my goodness. I never went. You know what? We're going directly to arcades. Heck it. Oh, also, we aren't making movies. We should make movies. Hey, I got corporate governance. Radical revolt in Bremen. Need to deal with that. But first, the farms. Where are my farms? I'm in urban. I should be in everything. If I make ray out of my synthetic plants, it's marginally more productive. Time for chemical fertilizers. Heck yes. I don't want to go to mechanized slaughterhouses yet. Oh no, I can. It only takes coal. Yes, absolutely. Go to intensive wool gathering. Absolutely. All of this takes electricity. This takes transport. It's worth it. Trade agreement with Germany. Absolutely. Alright, we will grab our smaller armies and send them forth to Bremen to deal with the problem. Senegalese proletarian revolt. Yeah, no, doesn't seem like my business, friends. It seems as though there is business happening, but the business is not owned by me. I can make myself a new company. Any good companies? I should have a motor company at this point. I've already got my motor company. Oh, that's cool. Let me see. Anything good? I love the more infrastructure people, but those plantations are not going to be effective. Navigation attraction's nice. I don't really need loyalists at this stage. I have a bunch of companies that are theoretically attainable. Again, there was a period in history where I was going for birth rate, but I need to buy food industries. And in any case, those aren't very productive right now. Have I overproduced groceries? It seems like I have, but there are a lot of countries that will buy my groceries. So let's hope that improves things. If I output liquor, that's not. Oh, I'm already liquor maxing. All right, beautiful. Well, they're not that productive, but they, you know, they could be worse. Maybe I'll queue in automated dough rollers, because those are good. I think I can skip chemical warfare for now and do automatic dough rollers, and that should be just fine. The battleship hoax. The Gazette reports that a group of young rascal academics have disguised themselves as visiting members of the Chiang Mai royal family. Officers at the Western Andalusian Naval Base believed the deception and offered them a tour of the fleet. The incident has caused great embarrassment to the armed forces. The officers present welcomed the hoaxers with an honor guard, and lacking any knowledge of Chiang Mai customs or fashions, they were unable to see through the disguise and raised the Omani flag by mistake. The hoaxers then proceeded to speak in gibberish and perform fabricated Chiang Mayan ceremonies to bless the fleet. Arrest them at once. Happy armed forces, unhappy intelligentsia. Intelligentsia are not themselves very happy. Or bunga bunga. Weaker armed forces, happier intelligentsia. Arrest them! You can't hoax my armed forces, you fool! I can't believe this. I can't believe you've done this. A foreign manifesto. The recently translated works of Mijguru Malug have become popular within the reactionary movement. The relationship has developed to the point of Midguru Mullah openly endorsing the movement. And for a whole large class, this is probably pronounced Mullock. Let me see, where are you from? Australian Aboriginal? Actually, I have no idea how to pronounce that. So I shouldn't act like I'm some kind of authority on this. Anyway, Mullock, it's, I'll never know the answer. For a whole large class, there is no other road, especially for a nation so eminently practical as the Iberian. The great thing is to get the working class to move as a class, that once obtained, they will soon find the right direction, and all who resist will be left out in the cold with small sects of their own. I don't want a stronger reactionary movement, so, ooh, that's going to make my petite bourgeoisie even angrier, though. Our struggle is an international one. The international struggle to roll back civil rights gains and whatnot. We've got a lot of power plants in the process of being built here. I'm feeling pretty pleased about that. Hopefully that should be relieving our electricity shortages. There's the revolt. That should sort itself out in good time. I'm hoping we'll be home by Christmas. Hooray! Memes. Alright. One more event and then we'll close out the episode. The interest of the petite bourgeoisie in the lucrative automobiles trade with Great Britain has led them to align themselves with the Iberian-British Friendship Committee. Were they not already aligned with the Iberian-British Friendship Committee? Was that not their thing before? Oh, Christ. Does the increased volume not permit for more risk? Quite the opposite. When a deluge of money enters one's pockets, one becomes predisposed to mania. An extra coin to a waiter, a formerly shocking fee paid off with a smile. If one is not careful, one ceases to look at their ledgers entirely. They pay more than they ever did, and this is the road to ruination. An excellent point. Will it justify the deployment of warships? It had better. If it does not, perhaps a donation will. A toast to our prosperity, or our relationship should remain merely transactional. I'm going to go with the second one. I don't want an Iberian-British Friendship Committee. Wow, USA is really caught up and gone past this a little bit. I may need to finish out expanding my navies. But that is going to be a question for next episode, because that's all the time we've got for today. My nerds, I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I will see you on the other side.